Well, I finally did it. I had some Botox and some filler. Hi, I'm Glory B, and this is GloryB-TV, a lifestyle channel for mature women who want to look fabulous, feel amazing, and age gracefully. Well, at the age of 63, I'd still never done Botox or filler. As I've said in other videos, I'm not opposed to it. I just hadn't done it. It was more of a financial thing. So, and I might mention this a couple times in the video, someone I was familiar with who does this kind of work had an offer of $500, which is like less than half, to do some filler work. And I sent her a picture and we did some messaging, and I didn't think she was going to do Botox. I thought she was only going to do filler on this side of my face. So when I start the clips, I start on the day of, like before I go, just so we can get some close-ups, but I was only focusing on this area. Well, she ended up doing some Botox in here and around in the crow's feet. So I will post some pictures where I zoomed in on my face before so you can see some lines. So I know, I had two lines right here that makeup foundation would sink into, and I can still raise my eyebrows. But let's get right into it. We'll be looking at right before, I documented the procedure, but I go on fast motions for that. And we'll look at it right after it's done, same day, and then in a few days after that to see the progress, because where they put the filler, I got the bruising and the red and that kind of thing. And I want you to see that so you can determine if it's something that you want to try. So let's get right into the before footage of my video next. This is some before footage before I go to Kiss Aesthetics later today. This is a little bit of a close-up. I'm looking at my monitor because I'm using a different lens, a lens that's better for taking some still shots remotely. But it's not my favorite lens for filming, but I'm tired and I don't feel like changing it. That's how lazy I'm getting. Anyway, all right, so I think she's going to concentrate in here. I think that's what our email exchange has said. In the meantime, I've looked up some Yelp reviews. Yelp is not nice to business owners. They'll put as many negative reviews up. There were no negative reviews on this group from anybody, and there were a lot of good reviews, like 5-star reviews. So that's making me feel less nervous. I was thinking yesterday, when I had hand surgery, when I had foot surgery, when I had cataract surgery, I wasn't nervous at all. I wasn't scared. I was actually looking forward to the other side. But for this, I'm nervous and scared. But reading those reviews helped me feel better. So this is my before. I've had really good results with the Even Skin Lumo device, and I got a little bit away from it when I was moving because it was packed away, and then I found it and then I was tired. But I've gotten back into using that 2 nights a week. Actually, I didn't take it with me on vacation at Christmas time, and this is just a couple weeks after vacation when I'm filming. So that was 2.5 weeks that I didn't use it. But mostly it's really worked on these muscles under here and getting those muscles to re-engage and tighten a little bit, which in my before and after pictures with the Even Skin Lumo showed that. And if you go for those kind of EMS or E&I kind of procedures at an esthetician, you might consider buying the Lumo, because when you consider how much money you're spending at an esthetician for electro type therapies on your face, and you add that up, the Lumo will pay for itself in that kind of time frame. So, and I use it twice a week. So anyway, yeah, this is what I looked like before. So we'll see what the after is. The recovery time ranges for so many people. It could be anywhere from a week to 2 or 3 weeks. So we'll see. Some people have bruising, some don't. Some have sensitivity, some don't. So that will be interesting. I'm 63 years old. I was watching their TikTok today, and they had a lot of good videos showing some procedures, but one of their staff was about to have a procedure, and she was just doing a short TikTok video saying what she was going to have done. And she said she was 26 years old, which means she's old now. So she was working on stuff in here. I'm like, oh, 26. Yeah, if I could go back and change some choices I made, go back to 26, my birthday, turning 26, I would make, yeah, there are a lot of things I do differently. So anyway, yeah, 26 is pretty darn young. But she's going to look amazing when she's 70. All right. So that's all I'm going to record for before. So I'll have some film. I'm just going to, I don't have a vlogging camera, so to speak. I just have my iPhone. So we'll get some footage there. And then we'll see what happens. Kiss Aesthetics has this beautiful decor, very elegant, feminine, clean, modern, but just really upscale. I love the little bit of bling and the light fixtures. The first thing they did was to put numbing cream, well, after cleaning my face, numbing cream all over the areas where I was going to have the dermal filler. And yeah, we could chat while we were doing this, and it was just kind of nice and calm. And then Kim, the owner, she marked on my face where I had certain lines. I asked her what she was using. She was using a white eyeliner pen or marker or whatever you want to call it. And that just prepped everything. And now we were ready for the Botox. I used my cell phone to film this, so it's not real sharp. But especially once I zoomed in, but you can see she's injecting it into my, well, 11s, but I only have one 11, and my 2 deep lines in my forehead. And then those were the ones that really hurt. The forehead has a lot of nerves. And then they're going to get to the crow's feet. Looks like, who am I talking to over there? That was my little dog. I brought my dog with me. So yeah, now they're doing the crow's feet, and this, and you can see Kim is tapping me with her pink gloved hand, and the tapping just helps to distract me. I also had a squeeze ball, I think, in my hand. And yeah, here she is doing the crow's feet again. Kim is tapping me just to draw the attention away from that. And then we're going to be ready for the dermal filler. The topical numbing has mostly worked by now, so we're ready for the dermal filler. And yeah, she's injecting little bits at a time. It's a hyaluronic acid based filler. And yeah, this is interesting. So the filler itself also has some numbing compound in it. So as she did more and more, my face got kind of numb, kind of like it does when you get Novocaine at the dentist, but not as strong as Novocaine. That would have been nice. Kim is still tapping me. She's got another little thing in her hand that it buzzes, and again, just to draw my attention away from the injections. And it's just another way to deal with pain. The interesting thing is the woman who's doing the injection, she's actually a nurse, and she said when she had it done, she had a friend with her, and the friend was supposed to have it done after her, but the friend watched her having it done and said, yeah, I'm good, I'm not going to have that done. Now that we're done, Kim is applying some antibiotic ointment, just you know, just for the day. She said I could put some on that night if I wanted to, but I didn't need to, and to just be careful with that lower part of my face for the rest of the day. This is me before I left. They have some music in the background, so I couldn't show that, but I wanted to show in the bright lights how it looked right after it's done. So they had music playing in the salon, at the place, and So I couldn't do audio there because of the copyright with music. But anywho, they did. I was surprised they did some Botox, but they did, and it didn't hurt too much. Well, it did hurt in the forehead. The forehead's really sensitive. And then around here didn't hurt. And then they had put some topical numbing cream on this area, which at first when she was putting the needles in around the mouth, it reminded me of electrolysis and how that feels, which it's more sensitive up here and less down here. But in the product itself that was injected in, there was also some numbing something in there. So the more she did it, the less it hurt. So it is numbed up a little bit like Novocaine, not as intense as Novocaine. So now I have some post treatment. They give me a card, and they also had it online. They didn't print out that sheet, but for the most part it's on the card. So we'll review the card. I'll actually scan it so I can put it up on a screen and show you what some of the post procedure, it's stronger than a suggestion, but what they suggest you do and not do. I just read it real quickly. So because of the filler, they don't want you sleeping on your side of your stomach. So I'll sleep on my back tonight, maybe raise some pillows to make sure I don't flip over. And yeah, so I got these cute little ice packs. Let's see, I don't think they're in the shape of lips. Can you see that? It has their name on it. So these are frozen with the little thingies in it. I have more of these types of frozen things at home, so I'll have to pull them out. So yeah, it feels kind of good putting them on here. But I can't drive like that. And I have a long drive. And so the two women who were doing this for me today, the one, Kim, the blonde, she owns the business, and she has several trained nurses who do these procedures. And the woman in the blue outfit today, she's from another part of the state, but she's wanting to learn this. She's a nurse, and her sister is doing this professionally in Texas. So she's in the state of learning, but she was very skilled, and having Kim there with her to show her exactly what to do was awesome. Just helped having a second person. Kim was holding something in her hand and putting it on my shoulder that vibrates to just get my mind off of the needles, and I had a stress ball in each hand, so those really helped. And of course my dog was in her stroller barking, which was interesting. But I said, you know, is there anything in the, sorry, that's my radar detector. Yeah, I'm a lead foot. Is there anything that I should know? Like, should I not be smiling for the next few days? And they said, no, you can smile. In fact, with the Botox, for the first few hours, they want you raising your eyebrows and frowning and, you know, not touching it or massaging it, but it just helps it get into the muscle better. So she didn't do my lips or my lip lines, but this was really, so I know now I have to look at the brochure how much this would have cost me. But this is considered a model where I wasn't modeling for her photos. I was modeling because she was training somebody, and I paid $500 flat for everything they did today. So it was a really good deal. Yeah, we'll have to see how much it would have been. I'll look it up, because I think I got 36 units of Botox. I think that's what she said. And it's times $13 a unit. I have to do the math. And then plus what was done here. So we'll add that up and see what the savings were for being a model. This is the next morning, the day after I had the procedure. So I had the procedure on a Thursday. I was going to do some filming last night because I only got that bit in the car with my cell phone, but I was so tired. I don't know if it's a combination of having this done with driving because it was a really long drive and I had my dog with me and she wasn't happy, but she was happy to be with me. But she wasn't happy with the car ride. So I was just exhausted. I had some paperwork to take care of, some things on the computer. I just wanted to have some soup and go to bed. And normally I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I exercise and yeah. I just thought I'm going to sleep till 7. So I did. And I'm glad I did. I was really tired. I woke up a lot. So one of the instructions they gave me was that they didn't want me sleeping on my side. I sleep on my back. So I had my pillows raised and I just woke up a lot. And I was thirsty a lot. And it said to drink a lot of water. So I kept water by my bedside and drank a lot of water. So you can see today I took some close-up shots to especially show this. Now, when they said, you know, don't wear makeup for 24 hours. And I talked to her a little bit about that. So she just meant in here because of how this looks. So what I did today, I still did my under eye concealer. And then I used a BB cream, just a little bit on my forehead and up here. And she said, you know, of my serums, just don't use vitamin C down here. So I didn't. But she said I could use my other hyaluronic acid type serums on the whole face, so I did. Last night I also put a little bit of, since she put bacitracin on these lower ones before I left, I put some triple antibiotic ointment because I just want this to heal. So I did notice when I was doing my makeup that my lines up here, again, I've never had Botox, and let me grab a little mirror so I can see myself close up. I mean, she said it can take 2 weeks for it to really kick in. So the lines are looking softer when I don't raise my brows, but I can still, let's zoom in a little closer. Actually, this is zoomed in as close as I, okay, so here's close up. I can still raise. You can still see some lines, but they're not as defined. They put in some Botox in here. Obviously in these, I have these 2 lines, but I'm 63, so, you know, my younger brothers have a lot more lines on their forehead. Just because they didn't start a skincare regimen with sunscreen like I did, and they didn't change their diet. So, yeah, we have the same skin. Oops, I just hit the microphone. We have the same skin, but I've taken better care of mine. All right, so that's that, and they put some in here. I've had the same vertical line since I was 39, and it hasn't gotten worse since then. But, you know, that's a typical place to put Botox. So here's these. You know, when I smile, so those will take some time to heal. So right now, they just look, you know, like a site that has on the skin that's been poked and has some scabbing, but I might get bruising there. I'm still a little tired today. I'm just worn out by the whole. But that's just me. And when I walked into the treatment room, I told them I've had hand surgery, I've had 2 foot surgeries for bunion, I've had cataract surgery, and I wasn't scared for any of those. And I do get people writing to me about those surgeries because I've documented them on my channel because people want to know what's my recovery time going to be, how much pain am I going to be in. And people are scared, but I wasn't scared for any of those. But for this procedure on the face, I was scared. So it wasn't anything to be scared about. Honestly, I think I said when they were doing this down here initially, before more of the numbing kicked in, it felt like electrolysis does. And electrolysis really hurts in this area. We have a lot of nerves in here. It doesn't hurt as much lower. And stuff in the forehead hurts more than stuff around here. So that was interesting. I guess I should have expected that. So now it's just a healing process, but I want you to see the progress. And I'm not in pain, nothing hurts. And next, I want to talk about the instruction card that they sent me home with. Here is the post-treatment care card I was given. So it's 3 columns. The first one being Botox, and is it pronounced Dysport? So it starts with don't exercise or use a hot tub or sauna and for 12 hours. So of course I had this done in the late afternoon, so I was going to bed anyway. Avoid makeup for the first 12 hours. Avoid laying flat for 2 hours after treatment. But it's more intense when we get to the middle column, which is the filler, which is what I had in the lower part of my face. Avoid consuming alcohol until the next day. Avoid massage or pressure on the treated areas. And the other thing she told me, this last bullet point on the Botox, try to exercise your treated muscles for about 3 hours after treatment. So what she was saying is, on your way home, and that actually lift up your eyebrows and make a frowny face. And she said it helps the Botox to get into the muscles. All right, let's look at the middle column. That's filler. Don't exercise, same thing. Ice packs may be used. So they gave me those 2 little ice packs that I showed you that were so cute. But I haven't had any pain since then. So I've been okay. I haven't really had any swelling. But you could apply more ice to it if you wanted to. And then the one of avoid sleeping on your side or stomach for 24 hours. So I slept on my back a little bit fitfully. And she said if you need to take a painkiller for anything, really, take Tylenol, acetaminophen. The other types of painkillers out there, ibuprofen, aspirin, those are all blood thinners, and they suggest not taking those, and then avoiding alcohol and strenuous activity. Now, we didn't have Sculptra, so we can avoid reading those, but if you're interested in something called Sculptra, you can pause the video and read that one. So now let's get to the cost. Here's the cost of what I paid for this. So at this particular place, they charge $14 per unit of Botox, and I asked them, how many units did you use? And they said 36. So that would have cost me $504. And then for the dermal filler, for the area that's basically the sides of the face, they charge $675 for that. So my cost would have been $1,179. I paid what they call the model fee because she was training someone. So I paid $500 flat. And so basically I saved $679. But if I didn't see that deal that they had going, I would have paid almost $1,200. It's been 3 days since I had the procedures. Today's Sunday, and obviously I put on makeup. And what I used is the Pixie by Petra with a concealer brush to conceal what these lines are looking like. Now, I took some photographs close up of these marks before putting on the makeup, so I want to show you those. I also got some images of me moving my forehead. I can still move it. It's only been 3 days, see? So it's not like Botox forehead, so I don't know how that works. Although they did say it can take up to 2 weeks for it to really kick in. So I think if I get a really close mirror here, I want to be looking at the crow's feet. They're looking really good for a 63-year-old. So, there's some improvement there. It didn't translate to the skin under the eyes. When I was 30 and 31, I had really bad eczema under my eyes, and that really did a number on the skin under my eyes. I've slowed down the progression of that. So, that's more than half my life ago. Well, half my life ago. Yeah, that happened. So, and I had it for a little while, I want to say on and off for a year before that went away. and it came back once when I was about 47, just for a few weeks under the eyes. Eczema is bad under the eyes. So, how did I do this? So this is awesome stuff. This is what I use under my eyes. I showed in a lot of makeup videos. This comes in 2 colors. If the colors aren't right for you, Bobbi Brown has a lot more color selection in the, this isn't a concealer, it's a corrector. The Bobbi Brown price is about double this though in the Pixie. So all that will be linked in the description box below. And then the foundation I used today is the Anastasia Luminous foundation. This is quite full coverage, and as I was putting it on and then applying it with a beauty blender and a brush, it was, it was looking pretty good. But it is full coverage, and of course I had somewhere to go this morning, so I wanted to make sure that these got covered. So they're turning a little bit bruisey looking. So at first they were more red, like, having shots from the blood coming to the surface, but now they're taking on that bruised look. So yeah, I wanted to cover that. I don't want to scare anybody as I went out in public. So of course when I smile, a lot of that goes away, but it's always been that way. But when I don't smile, that's when we'll begin to see some improvement. I told them that these lines for me remind me of my Raggedy Ann doll. That was my main doll when I was a little girl. And I had one in my home when little girls came over, but I ended up giving it away probably before I moved. It was time for let go some of that. Gave it to a friend's daughter. But Raggedy Ann has those little lines on the side. And I said, I have Raggedy Ann lines. I don't have these lines. I have, from the I gotta say the word, I'm just going to put it on the screen. From the nose down to the mouth. A lot of people have those. I've heard, I've read, not heard, I've read a few studies in that say people have deep lines here, have some liver issues. So if you have that, you might want to look into how to clean up your liver with supplements and food, maybe getting rid of some things in your diet, gaining some things in your diet, and also there are some supplements that help build the liver. Like if you've taken a lot of Tylenol in your life, your liver might need some rebuilding. And if I remember the supplement name, I'll put it up on the screen, and I'll definitely link it in the description box below, because there was a time where I had to take for pain med, and I was off prescription pain med post-surgery, and I was taking a lot of Tylenol. So I ended up, when I was done with that Tylenol, I put myself on maybe 1 month of the supplement to help build up the liver. Anyway, so I don't have those. I have these Smile Lines, and I've had them for a long time. So yeah, I think it's working okay with the makeup. I don't think I look scary, but without it, I do look scary in real life. I don't know if the pictures are going to pick that up. I'll have to see when I'm editing it how it looks on my screen, if you can really see the colors. I was trying to really zoom in so that you could see it. Let's zoom in a little bit right now, and we'll see what we can see close up. Like if you were right in front of me talking like I was earlier today, and I was meeting a bunch of people I had never met before, but because I thought I looked okay in the mirror before I left the house, I didn't even think about it. As I was meeting people, I didn't think, can they see those purple lines and wonder who beat me up? Okay, so here I am zoomed in with my bright lights. Can you see that, or did I do a good job with the makeup? How about the forehead? That's pretty clear, or pretty close. Okay, up and down. I still have some up and down movement in there. So we'll check that as time goes on too. So the next time I come in the next clip, it will be when I have something new to tell you, something new to show you. You don't need to see the day by day if there's hardly any change. It's been 7 days since the procedure. I can really feel, this is what Botox feels like. It's just like a tightening feeling. And I noticed when I put my makeup on this morning that it's not sinking into these two lines like it was. And my crow's feet look better. I'll show some close-up actual photos of these areas. And then I'm having a little bit of a struggle with the dermal filler on this left side. This is the left side of my face. So on the right side, it feels completely smooth. Right side. On the left side, I'll show some pictures before makeup today, and it's still bumpy. And I called them today, and they said different sides of the face can take a different amount of time. The woman who owns the place, she might want to take a look at it. But they said now I can massage it a little bit, so I'm going to start doing that. But I'll talk to them again later. I don't know if you can see that once I have makeup on or not. And, it's not so much when I smile, because I can still smile there. And you see the same lines, smile lines, when I smile. But when I don't smile, just looking in my monitor here, it seems like this side just looks smoother and the lines are still a little more pronounced. The lines were more pronounced on the left side. So, yeah, it's just the bumpiness. I just don't know that that's normal and how to get rid of it. So that'll be my next thing. Now I'm on day 16 following the procedure. And once we got to that 2-week mark a couple days ago with the Botox, I could really feel it. It's just an unusual feeling, like something stiff is in there in the forehead. I don't feel it at all in the crow's feet, but that looks amazing. I didn't hear back from the owner at the place, but I did see her post on social media said she was getting ready to go to a seminar of some type, traveling and speaking. So I think that's this weekend. So next week I'll contact them again. So I'm still it's still a little bumpy over here. But let's look at some close-up shots I took earlier before I put on makeup. So let's look first at my forehead area. I just am amazed at those 2 deep lines I have. And then also without makeup, looking at the sides of my mouth where, the day after it was all bruised and red looking. So it looks okay, I think, when I'm in resting position. And that was the point, that it would fill that in. So what I want to do also is show you some close-ups with makeup that I just took. So especially because before I had this done, and I'm going to go back to my earlier photos, the day up, before I had the procedure, and really zoom into the forehead, because once I have makeup on, that makeup used to settle into those 2 deep lines that I had. So I want to show you as well as I can through the video, maybe even a side-by-side of before and then 16 days later, how the Botox handled that line. Now, I had a little bit of a vertical line between my brows, but that started when I was 39 and it hasn't gotten worse. I think, again, because of the combination of my diet, when I changed my diet when I was 38, and then skincare, that line hasn't gotten any worse. Then over here, the crow's feet just look, it's like, what crow's feet? I'm 63 and I don't have crow's feet. It's amazing. Now in the forehead, I can still, I can still raise my brows. So I'm looking over in a mirror in my monitor, so it's not like I have no expression. All right. So now onto this area, I got some close-ups with makeup with the sides of my mouth. And I'll put a side-by-side up also before I had the procedure and then 16 days later. without smiling, of course. Like, it has this filled in so that when I'm smiling, you don't see a bunch of those Raggedy Ann lines. So I'm really happy with the Botox. I can see now why women get Botox regularly. It works really well. It's amazing. I don't know if I'd have this done again. Of course, I have the lip line, so, you know, if she's making some great offer again and wants to train somebody and do my lip lines, I might be all in. I also want to mention the makeup I'm wearing. I do want to do a review on this. So I reviewed this in a different color. I had a summer color, and I was surprised that I liked it because it was kind of dark. And so I've purchased now a winter color. I went into Ulta. I was by daylight with a mirror and just trying a whole bunch of colors. The ones that I would normally pick are more cool. But anyway, I want to show how this works, you know, with the lines. Does it settle into lines? So, yeah, it's a pretty good makeup. Now, usually in my videos, in the description box below the video, I put all the makeup I'm wearing, but I've been wearing different makeup, different combinations every day. So in this video, I'm going to put the makeup that I'm wearing today. I also put these earrings. I got these in North Carolina at a really cute boutique. I don't know if they ship. I imagine if you wanted to order something like this, their owner makes these. These are her own creation, and they were really reasonably priced. I had the door to the studio closed, and my little dog was at the door. She had a bath, and she was sunning herself, and then realized I wasn't there. So she had to come see all of us. So, wow, this has been an interesting thing. I know Botox doesn't last permanently. You have to keep up with it. So if I don't keep up with it, I can go back to saying no Botox, no fillers. So if I have anything to report about what they say or what they're going to do about this bumpiness, I mean, the bumpiness has gone down, but it's not all the way down. The good thing is I don't think you can see it, right? You can't see bumpiness showing up. So that's good. I want to know about your stories with Botox or fillers or any other procedures you've had. I'm interested in it. For me, it's more of a money thing. Do I really want to spend the money on it? Because to this, like I said, to this point, being 63 years old, I've just used diet and skincare products for my skin, and I look better than my dad did. I have my dad's skin. Check out one of my other videos by tapping its image on the right side of your screen, and I'll see you in the next video.